Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Welcome to the Tragical podcast.
Hi.
This is a movie review podcast
Woo.
that we've done almost 100 episodes of and have just now decided to record video for.
We're doing great. We're thriving.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
If this is your first time watching or listening, we never say this, I feel like, but
No.
we watch Disney movies and then we talk about how they are super magical or sometimes super tragic. But I feel like most of them are a little in between, which we like to call tragical.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say that with me.
Oh.
You're supposed to say tragical at the same time I did.
Okay, ready? One, two,
The moment
three. Oh.
the moment passed, but like we rehearsed it.
Ta-da.
Do you remember when we
No.
rehearsed it? I said I'm gonna set it up and we'll say tragical at the same time.
No.
You weren't listening?
No.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
My bad.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
casual.
so we've done, I don't know what episode this is,
I don't know either.
but we've done almost 100 episodes. We
Yeah.
started in like 2019.
2019, yeah.
But now we're here in video format before your eyes.
Yay.
But of course, also audio,
Obviously.
because
It's a podcast.
it's a podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like podcasts now, when we started a podcast, nobody was doing video.
Yeah, no one was even doing podcasts when we started our podcast.
That's not true. We were definitely early-ish, but we weren't that early. We started this podcast in 2001. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Slay.
We've been going to horror nights a lot.
Yeah, at least 2 or 3 times a week,
Yeah.
I would say.
HHN is the best.
It's a pretty good year too, I would say.
Yeah, my favorite house is Blood Moon and Yeti.
Yeah. Those two and then Universal Monsters Unmasked are my top 3 this year.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll change as the run goes, but
Yeah, Blood Moon has gone very high up on my list when it was not high on my list the first time we did it.
which one?
Blood Moon.
Yeah, I do like Blood Moon.
Yeah. I like
I
that
think
one
they
a
just
lot.
have to figure out the characters have to figure out their shit,
Yeah.
their boo holes. I don't like that they call them that, but it is
Yeah,
what it
man. They
is.
got to figure out their boo holes.
They gotta get really in tune with their boo holes. And I think they've all really just found their boo holes and are really doing the thing.
They're thriving with their boo holes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into it.
Let's do
Fuck
it.
Tragical.
So this time,
We're here to tell you why
the Black Cauldron.
it's tragical.
This movie is so good.
Okay, yeah. So like as a kid, this movie horrified me, right? Which is like so fair and valid. Watching it as an adult, this movie is incredible.
I agree. I was petrified as a child, but
I don't know when the last time was I watched this movie, but it had to have been a long time because I loved this.
yeah, it's my new favorite movie.
Like
This isn't like Dinosaur.
it's the opposite.
Yeah.
It is the antithesis of Dinosaur, actually.
Yeah, Dinosaur. I was like, oh, that movie was so good. And then I watched it as an adult and I was like, this movie's awful.
It's garbage.
This movie.
Slap.
Great.
It was so good.
I have some fun facts for you.
I am literally so ready for these.
Okay, I have a lot actually.
Okay, Slay.
Okay, so this is the first Disney animated film that's not a musical, thank God. Does not contain any songs, neither performed by characters nor in the background.
Oh, okay.
So there's like, instrumental, of course. But
Yeah.
there's no singing.
There's medieval minstrel
Thank
music
God
in it,
there's no
and it's
singing.
so good.
So this is known by many as the movie Disney tried to bury. Fans of fantasy genre and this movie have tried many times to get the deleted footage restored. And we will talk about deleted footage later. So don't you worry.
I was reading some stuff. Normally we don't look up anything about the movies, even if we've seen them before, because we do the fun facts. But I did a deep dive when we watched this movie, and I couldn't help it.
Yeah, me too. I was like Googling while you were watching.
Yeah.
This movie's so great. So the film received no video release until 1998.
That's that's over 10 years after it came out.
Yeah, it came out in 85.
Holy shit.
They really were like, this movie, we didn't make it. They really tried to. They really tried to bury it.
Because it was scary?
We'll get to it.
Okay. Okay.
So this is the first Walt Disney movie to feature the classic Walt Disney Pictures logo, which is the White Castle over the blue field. This logo would be used until the new CGI logo was introduced with Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest in 2006.
That's a big gap.
That's a long time to be using the same logo.
I mean, but it's iconic, so
yeah, that one's so good. That's my Disney logo. It gives me joy when I see it.
It's nostalgic, so.
So during the beginning, when Dalbin uses Henwin's magic to, by the way, none of the names are real in this movie.
Okay, so I don't know if you have this in your fun facts, but this is in fact based on a young adult fantasy series, a series of books. So it's very much names that are not real. It's a fantasy world, fantasy names. Anybody else who loves fantasy books, I'm literally wearing a shirt and necklace from one of my favorite fantasy series. Like you literally reading the words and then actually hearing them, you're like, oh, I had that so wrong. So
yeah, the names are wild,
made up.
They're definitely made up. Okay, so during the beginning, when Dalbin uses Henwin's magic to find the Horned King, the first image that appears in the water was a recycled section from The Night on Bald Mountain, my boyfriend in Fantasia.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
but Disney did that so much.
Yeah, they used to recycle a lot.
Like a half of the Jungle Book and like Aristocats.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone. Like that's just the same
Characters, same drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just like, use it
Sleeping
again.
Beauty, I think, was one.
Yeah.
There was a lot of recycled.
There's a bunch. Oh, let me turn off. How do I turn off my like timer, my screen timer?
Oh no.
I'm such a boomer.
Probably in settings.
Oh, I can turn. Oh, that's much better.
Turn your brightness up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have mine on night mode, but because I'm in my email, like everything is in night mode except the email itself. So my eyes are hurting.
Where's my settings? I'm not gonna lie, I don't use my Kindle, my iPad. I keep calling it my iPad.
They don't even make
it's not even an iPad.
the Kindles like that anymore.
Oh, what do you think it's under? Oh, display?
Yeah, I would assume.
Display sleep. Oh, how do I turn it off? You can't turn it off?
Mine's off.
It's 15 seconds to 30 minutes, babes.
Okay, well, you're going to be touching it before 30 minutes.
So incredibly rude. I cannot even believe that it would even, like, I'm your master and I don't. Anyway, back to my notes. Intermission, please. Usually I just look at my phone because this is the first time we've ever done a video recording. Anywho, this is crazy.
Okay, I'm ready.
Tim Burton, who worked as a conceptual artist on this movie. You knew that?
No, but I knew that at this time was when he was working at Disney, and he used to come in and like fuck shit up, and that's why he was let go. Is this the part where he has he had bloody stuff? No?
What?
Okay, never mind. Okay.
No.
Nope, moving on. I know Disney didn't like him because he literally showed up to work like covered in blood once, and he got let go.
That's really all I wanted to say. Tim Burton worked on it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he worked on this. I knew he was there around this time frame, though.
The rest of the fun fact is stupid. This movie is loosely based upon the first two books in Lloyd Alexander's Prydain Chronicles. So it's the book of three, the Black Cauldron, and I literally want to read these.
I'm going to read
like
them.
Young adult novels. I want to read them.
Yeah, but one of my favorite fantasy series is also a young adult. It's 8 books, and it's
Harry Potter.
No, it's by Sarah J. Maas. And
What books?
the Throne of Glass series started out as YA. They're YA fantasy. Not the ones that you're reading, but one of her other series.
Oh, okay.
And it's literally
I mean, they're
better
young
than
adult. I would
those.
let my like 13-year-old read those books.
Yeah, I was reading much worse than those.
Yeah,
at
for
13,
sure.
So
Amen.
Yeah, no.
Like Adult Swim is worse than that.
Throne of Glass is a young adult series, and it's probably my favorite book series. So
Okay.
and it's young adult.
I want to read it so bad. So we were like, oh, this is based off of these books. So then we were like looking at all the illustrations from the books of all the characters, and
They really fuck some shit up.
Listen, I love you, Disney, but y'all are so lame because the actual legit illustrations for these characters from the books are so hardcore. Like Disney made them so lame. Like I love this movie. However, we'll talk about one of the characters, but like Disney, you did not do right by these characters.
Yeah.
You should Google all of the characters.
Do better, Disney,
and remake this movie. Which we'll talk about in a sec here. Hold on. I gotta pull my notes back up. Because,
okay. They exited out again.
I don't know. I think I might have pressed something. I'm actually kind of. It's so funny because I like do all the technical stuff for this podcast.
And she's the boomerest millennial I've ever met in my life.
I'm kind of a boomer. I don't know how to do anything. Anyway, that's what this movie is based off of, is the Prydain Chronicles.
Yeah, and I think there's 5 books, and they're less than 1,000 pages. I would read that in 3 days.
I could probably get through those, in like one visit to the pool. Audiobook. I don't know how to read.
Oh, I love reading.
This movie is notable. That wasn't a word. This movie is notable for being the first full-length Disney animated movie to incorporate CGI. It literally says computer graphics imagery, but I'll just say CGI because I'm not a boomer. I'm a grown woman. So basically, there's special effects like bubbles, of the boat that they're in at the end there, the floating orb of light, the cauldron at some points, and realistic flames seen throughout the movie.
Yeah, okay, so I did notice that the flames towards the end were very different from the rest of the animation. That's so interesting.
Yeah, isn't that cool? So there was some CGI in this.
Slay.
I can't tell the difference.
The flames are the only ones that I could
If somebody was like,
tell.
I drew that, I'd be like, I
believe that.
I'm so happy for you.
I believe that you did.
This is really exciting news to me. And I really hope something comes to fruition from this. But in 2016, it is reported that Walt Disney Pictures once again purchased the rights to the Chronicles of Prydain.
Did you like maybe the other 3 books? Or to like redo it?
Or just to redo it. Maybe do live action or just totally redo it. But here's the thing. Are they going to fuck it up?
Yeah.
Listen, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe went dummy stupid. Like if they can do like that, like, or Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
If they can do that and not completely have if they don't ruin the storyline. Because what's another like Maleficent? Like that was so upsetting. I was like, this movie looks really good, but they ruined the storyline.
We use that as an example
It's
at
true.
least once every 5 episodes of one of the worst movie adaptations. No, I agree.
How would you make a live action Sleeping Beauty and like literally
so bad.
ruin it? And like it was visually stunning, but y'all just got weird. Like the writers, I'm so sorry. I love you. I'm sure you're talented. You really did my girl Maleficent and really just everybody in the whole movie really dirty.
They really took the storyline and just went off-roading with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, don't Renesmee the Chronicles of Prydain. Don't do it. You already kind of fucked up the first movie, respectfully. No, this movie's good.
It is very good. Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
good. But don't do it.
Yeah, Disney, don't do it.
But I hope they do. I hope they remake it.
That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah. They bought it because like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings was doing so good. They were like, buy that shit.
Medieval and magic, let's go.
Okay, so here's some cool shit. We get all of our fun facts from the Internet Movie Database.
Or Bad-a-Dace if you're nasty.
Yeah. And I will link those on our website, which is linked in the show notes. But I also did a little digging because I was like, why did this movie, why did Disney try to bury this shit? So I found a website called lostmediawiki.com. I don't know if it's associated with Wikipedia. I think you can just
You can make a wiki.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can just do whatever you want on the internet. It's fine. And it's full of partially deleted scenes from the movie that have been like remastered. I know, it's so great. I'll show them to you after we're done because it's so cool.
Okay.
But basically, scenes were cut because they were too grotesque, and many people believe that Joe Hale, the producer, he has the uncut version of the film. But some of the most notable cuts were a scene that included the Horned King's dead army, the cauldron born pouncing on some of the people that were in the castle, and their like skin bubbled up and like fell off. That one I watched. It was so good. Yeah. And so, like, you know, at this time in the 80s, people were like, that's
horrifying.
That's grotesque.
Especially in what's supposed to be a kid's movie.
Yeah. So this movie almost got an R rating. They literally cut 12 minutes from this movie.
Damn.
And apparently in some parts it's very obvious, but like I'm stupid, so I didn't notice.
That is so crazy.
Yeah,
actually.
like their skin bubbled off and like fell off their bones. It's so cool.
I love that.
I will link that on the website as well. It'll still be in where the fun facts are. It'll just be like down at the bottom or whatever. I think there's like another section called like miscellaneous links or something like that.
That's actually so crazy.
Know. I also do our website, but you don't ask me where anything is. I can't tell you. I don't know.
I know nothing.
It's a great slurp. ASMR.
Thank you.
What kind of soda you got?
I have my regular Dr. Pepper cherry vanilla.
Ooh, I did a cherry Sprite.
Ooh.
Not a full cherry Sprite though. It's like half cherry Sprite, half Sprite. Just a splash of cher.
Every time I try to go to like get something that's not Dr. Pepper, my finger just hovers over the Dr. Pepper and I end up getting Dr. Pepper.
Oh. Yeah, Dr. Pepper's used to be good. I don't really like it that much anymore. Anyway, I feel like we talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
I like a Pib. I'm a Pib bitch, but there's no Pib in the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine.
Because it's made by Pepsi, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's made by God. It's made by Jesus Christ. There's another scene where somebody's throat is slashed. There was a scene at the beginning of the movie I was reading that's Taran. I keep wanting to call him Taran.
Yeah, it's Taran.
It's Taran. He gets like one of the guaythaints. Is that what they were called?
Yeah.
Like slashes his face up. Like he was like bleeding.
Okay, I did say that though when we were watching.
Yeah,
when
there was
one
like
of
a whole different opening scene.
When one of the guaythaints attacks him, they like push him into the ground at one point, and I literally said, I was like, oh shit, he actually has like blood running on his face. Like, cause like that's like a thing is like Disney doesn't show blood. Like when you watch Flynn Rider get freaking stabbed, he's not bleeding. You know what I mean? Like Disney doesn't show blood. So I literally said it out loud when we were watching. I was like, oh shit, he has blood on his face. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's wild. But those are all my fun facts.
I love that.
It's just wild that this
it makes
was
me
like
want to read the books even more.
My thing is like, okay, they did all the test screenings for it and everybody was like, this movie is ass. Like, I wonder why they released it. Just because they spent so much money on it.
Probably.
And then it hit the box office and people were like, Disney, how dare you? Like, they were like upset.
That's actually insane.
Which is so crazy. This is such a good movie.
I'm wondering, if they had like...
People were so lame.
Not released it until like around the time of like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, or like even now, like with like the Sarah J Maas stuff, like there's still like such a like calling, you know what I'm saying, for like fantasy. I wonder if like D&D and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if it would do better if it was released now. I
don't know, but I love it.
I do too.
And like 85, it seems like it wasn't like it was 65.
Yeah.
It's not like people were like, Shay, this movie is inappropriate for children here. Like the 80s, people were getting freaky deaky.
Yeah, but if you think about it, in the 80s, people thought Stephen King movies were like freaking horrifying.
That is
like you watch those,
true.
Or like Psycho is like one of the like scariest movies that ever existed.
It's like not. It's
but
so
that's
tame.
what I'm saying. Like you watch that kind of stuff now, and we're so desensitized to that kind of stuff.
I
like
guess.
slasher movies from the 80s, we watch now, and we're like, okay, and like what is that? But
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, this movie opens up with the legend of the cauldron. I screamed at Kat. I was like, don't worry, I got it. I got the whole story.
She's got it from here, folks.
I was
don't worry.
tapping away.
She was.
So basically, the legend of the Black Cauldron is there was a king so cruel that the gods even feared him.
Okay.
And they threw him alive into molten iron, which sounds
very painful.
Literally like the worst fucking way to die.
Yeah, I would say.
And his spirit became the Black Cauldron. And it's said that whoever has the cauldron can resurrect an army of deathless warriors.
Okay, so like the gods threw this man because he was horrible. Okay, this king because he was horrible and then created something just as horrible. Like, we didn't really think this through. I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
The gods be tricky like that, though.
Yeah.
They do be tricky.
It just seems like a bad choice.
Yeah. So we open up to a beautiful medieval cottage, and there's, like beautiful medieval music playing. I just love medieval times.
Yeah.
I want to go to there. I know I'd probably die of dysentery like 8 minutes in.
We also wouldn't have any rights at all.
I don't want my rights.
Okay. No, that's fair.
I'm saying it as a joke, but sometimes I really wish I could just stay home and cook dinner and clean the house.
I just want to stay home, but I don't want to do the other two things.
Okay. Well, somebody would probably love having a lazy wife. So
that's going to be me one day.
I want that. I want to go to there.
In this cute little medieval cottage, there's a cat with eyebrows. A very large cat.
What's the cat's name?
Cat.
Oh.
Me too. Me too, bestie.
I mean, yeah, why not?
It's just funny because everyone has these insane names and then the fucking cat is literally just cat. Like,
yeah.
slay. Okay.
This old man, his name's Dalbin. Mm-hmm. He keeps talking about the Horned King. Like, he's worried about the Horned King. The Horned King's gonna, destroy everybody. And he has an assistant pig keeper that lives with him.
He does.
And his name's Taran. And Taran is like, I don't know, 13 or some shit.
I was going to say 13, 14 maybe.
And he really wants to be a warrior and he wants to fight the Horned King's army.
Okay, listen, I get that back then there wasn't really much else to do. And you think of heroes were warriors. You're just going to die. You're going to go get killed. Why would you want that? Also, it's not a good time.
Are you just like a 13-year-old and then one day you just move in with an old man and become an assistant pig keeper?
Yeah, where are his parents, his family? Is he an orphan? We don't get really the backstory there.
Also, this isn't a farm.
No.
This is one man and cat, the cat.
There's 5 geese and then the pig.
And then a pig and a goat and 5 geese.
Oh, there was a goat. There was a goat.
Babe.
He's got to keep up appearances that there's a farm, so he has the goat. I think the geese are probably just fucking wild, and then there's the pig.
What are you doing? Feeding the geese, filling the trough? What do you need an assistant pig keeper for?
Well, we're going to find out.
I guess.
Because he doesn't do fucking anything.
So this pig is treated like a royalty pig.
Yeah, they make slop for the pig, but it's literally just for the pig. Cat wants nothing to do with the slop.
Yeah. And the pig's name is Henwen.
2 words.
Henwen. Henwen.
Hen space wen.
Henry Wenry.
Henry Wenry has gorgeous eyelashes.
Henry Wenry.
Gorgina eyelashes.
I also thought the pig was a little boy pig. Because Henry Wenry.
They gave Henwin eyelashes so you knew that they were a girl.
That's so true. Yeah, I would have never known Henwin was a little girl pig.
You still didn't know.
You're so right. That's how gender neutral I am.
That's so fair and valid.
I was like, that gorgeous eyelashed pig, that's clearly a boy.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, Taran. I'm so sorry. I want to say Taran. 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 Maybe you have to have the British accent.
Yeah, you gotta say it.
And I'm like, Taran went on out there and he gave Henwin that porridge. Taran is stick fighting the animals, which is just rude, respectfully.
Yeah, he wants to be a warrior, so he's practicing with a stick, not very well. And he's just beating on these motherfucking animals.
Yeah, he rings it through the goat's horns, does one of those.
So the goat gets him.
Rams him in the ass,
as
which he should have. That's so fucked up of you. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Henwin gets all dirty and Dalbin is like, you need to give the pig a bath. And once in the bath, Henwin starts freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, she has a little panic.
She's not okay. So Dalbin is like, bring that pig in here. she's having a premonition.
Yeah. Fun fact, the pig is magic.
Yeah. And Taryn is like, I thought this was just a pig.
I didn't know. I was an assistant pig keeper for a magic pig.
Right. So Henwin looks into like a bucket of water and sees the Horned King. And Dalbin's like, oh, the Horned King is searching for something. I wonder what it is. And then he's like, oh no, he's looking for the Black Cauldron. The Horned King wants to find the Black Cauldron. Like, what did you think the Horned King was fucking doing?
Yeah, what else would he want?
He's literally taken over the castle where the fucking king that turned into the Black Cauldron lived. What'd you think he was doing there?
Is that his castle?
Yes, his spoiler alert, his dead body's in the basement, remember?
But his body was thrown into the... I don't think that's his. I think that's just a...
Oh, you think?
I think it's a castle for a king that was good. And I think he died fighting somebody. I don't know who. Maybe the bad king.
I assumed it was that king's castle.
No, his body is the cauldron.
Yeah, but I thought the casket was just like in memoriam.
No, because
They just filled it with all his favorite things.
Because I think, again, spoiler alert, the sword was from a hero. And that's why it, like, helps them.
I need a hero. I'm holding a hero. So Henwin sees this premonition, but then also the Horned King somehow knows that Henwin has showed fucking Dalbin and Taryn in their cottage in the middle of the woods.
It's giving when Harry Potter is, you know, in Voldemort's mind, and Voldemort now knows that Harry Potter can see
like
everything.
Somehow the Horned King knows that they know. And I'm like, why are you worried if fucking Taryn the pig keeper knows? Sorry, assistant pig keeper.
No, he knows that they now have an ocular pig. So now he wants the pig. He's not worried about fucking Taryn. He's worried about the premonition pig.
Oh, gotcha. So he was like searching for the premonition pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't want the fucking ginger dude. He doesn't give a shit.
Taryn?
Yeah.
Is he a ginger?
It's the auburn.
It's dark auburn. I wouldn't let him be a ginger.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let him claim
My bad.
gingerhood.
Okay.
But okay.
Coming from the ginger.
Nope, I make the rules.
Okay.
Sorry. I actually decide who and who isn't
My
a ginger.
bad.
So my boy Dalbin sends Taryn with Henwin to like a hideout, and they put Henwin on a rope. I was gonna say a leash, but it's really
It's just a rope, yeah.
And off they go. Taryn now protects this premonition pig.
Has zero training, no defense, no offensive training, doesn't know how to even wield
Yeah.
a stick, let alone a actual sword, but you know, it's fine.
Why didn't Dalbin go?
That's
Just 'cause
what
he's
I'm
old?
saying.
Just because he's old?
He's
Or-
useless.
Why does Dalbin have the magic pig?
Yeah, who is Dalbin?
I need the prequel.
Where did the pig come from? How did we find out the pig was premonition? Anyway, so we see the Horned King, right? For the like the actual like first
Yes.
time in his little castle.
Yes, we do.
Smash.
I agree.
I am who I am.
Smash.
Smash. And he has a lot of just skeletons just in his little castle. There's also live, I would call them maybe guards, I guess.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like barbarian men living there in
Yeah.
like booty shorts.
Yeah.
Like genuinely wearing booty shorts.
Like they're wearing Chubbies.
They all have chubbies on.
Yeah. This movie was sponsored by Chubbies in
Some of them
85.
have like little frocks, but like some of them are wearing pants, but most of them are like legs out. Not like, they're like,
Yeah, they're like thighs are out. They got the gams out.
but they're all creepy and gross.
Yeah. But yeah, he has a pile of skeletons and he is planning to find the cauldron to raise his deathless army using the cauldron. So now he is looking for the cauldron and looking for the premonition pig to help him find the cauldron.
Right. He needs the pig to find the cauldron.
Yeah.
He just wants to bring his friends back to life.
I don't know that they're his friends.
Those are his little friends.
I don't think they are.
Do you think they're just like a bunch of dead bodies he brought into the castle?
We'll get to that.
I think those are his pally wallies.
You can think that.
Okay. And he just wants to bring his friends back to life.
Okay.
So Hen and Taran they're walking to the hideout. Taran loses Henwin immediately.
Yeah, he's a mess
he's like daydreaming by a pond.
about being a warrior.
Immediately loses the oracular pig.
Literally a singular job, my dude.
Literally, like the fate of the world relies on you not losing this pig.
Literally
And
the fate of the world.
7.5 minutes into this task.
And you've already failed.
And you've already fucked up. But don't worry, because Gurgi fucking comes along.
Okay. We looked up what Gurgi looked like in the books.
Gurgi looks cute in the book.
I disagree. I think he's scary in both. And he's like what is he described as? Not a monkey, but not a person.
He's like, no, not an animal, but not a person. But he's
Whatever.
giving monkey.
Monkey-ish.
He's giving monkey. He's like a monkey man. He's like Planet of the Apes, but like more gray and mossy and like covered in algae a little bit and has sticks in his hair.
I hate him. I'm going to be really honest.
I like book Gurgi. The Gurgi that Disney came up with literally sucks. He looks like a baby Bigfoot.
Also, his voice sounds like he's like speaking from like a well. Like he has like a weird echo to his voice when he speaks, and he speaks from like the back of his throat, so it's very like nasally-ish, but it also literally sounds like he's like shouting from the bottom of a well.
Gurgi is the Dobby of this movie to me.
I was going to say he was the golem. He's giving
because I
Golem.
love Golem. Golem is a misunderstood sweet angel baby, and you will take that back immediately. Dobby, however, deserved death. No, I'm kidding. No, I hate Dobby though. I think he looks kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. He looks like a dog
monkey person,
but like with monkey, like he looks like a dog, moves like a monkey, but it's just bad, and his voice is really annoying. He's just really annoying.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to his voice actor, but it's not for me.
He does call Taran master. He is kind of giving Gollum a little bit, I guess. He's also kind of giving Dobby though too. So
he's like a mixture of the two. Yeah, and he just wants munchings and crunchings because he's literally starving to death, I guess.
Yeah,
he's hungry.
He wants to eat Henwin's apple because Taran's trying to find Henwin, bribing Henwin with an apple, like, babe, the pig's gone. And Gurgi steals the apple and takes a bite out of it and then gives it back. I mean, gave it back.
Okay, but Taran is literally Taran. I'm sorry.
It's Taran.
Taran
is actually Taran.
Is quite literally going to beat Gurgi. Like, he has the stick raised and he's like,
rated R.
Yeah, because of that. Do you think in like the cutouts, it's actually him beating the shit out of the monkey? He's like,
yes, I think that's definitely one of the cuts.
Yeah, Taran is gonna beat Gurgi, and then they hear the pig. I'm sorry, they hear Henwin screaming.
Hearing a piggy scream,
it's pretty sad.
Not on my list of things I wanted to do.
Yeah,
it was sad.
It is really sad. Gurgi gets scared and runs away like a little shit.
Yeah, Taran tries to chase Henwin through a field, but Henry Wenry gets picked up by one of the glythaints.
Yeah, they're like
drakes,
like wyverns, kind of.
What's a wyvern?
It's like a smaller dragon, but they have
like a drake.
They don't have. I think it's the difference between a dragon is they don't have like legs. Like, you know how like dragons have like four. They're like quadrupedal. I think wyverns are only bipedal, maybe. There's a difference. I know that there is, but they look more like wyverns than dragons to me. Anyway, I love fantasy books. Anyway,
isn't a drake's just a tiny dragon? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but I think wyverns can get as big as dragons, but it's like a difference with their like legs and wings, I think.
Okay. They're called glythaints, so they're not any of those things.
Yeah, it's like a mixture of a dragonish animal.
Yeah. And they literally pick up Henwin and fly her to the Horned King's castle, which isn't his castle. He stole it from some other guy.
But also it's like right down the road.
Yeah, it's like
he just goes over it. He like walks
over the river and through the woods.
Yeah, and it's right there. So
But
interesting.
Gurgi's gonna come though.
No, Gurgi says fuck off. Gurgi literally says
really?
I'm not. Yes.
Oh, I wasn't watching.
Tarn was like, take this fucking apple because that's all you wanted from me. You're actually useless to me.
Oh, okay.
They met 3 seconds ago. I don't know why he's expecting this.
He was calling him master though. I've never called anybody master on a media meeting.
That's so true. That is very true. You're also not a Gurgi.
Yeah.
Does his species have a name? Like, or is he just a Gurgi?
I think he's 1 in a million.
Okay. We love that for him.
Anyway, Taryn goes to the castle. He sneaks in. These guards in their short shorts are clearly not doing very well. He almost gets eaten by a dog.
Yeah, but the guard is like, shut up, dog. You're always barking at nothing. But there actually was someone there for once.
I mean, when you live with the Horned King, you don't assume somebody's going to break in, I guess.
That's true.
You're like, it's fine.
Yeah.
No one's breaking in.
No. Who's coming for the horn?
You're crazy.
Like, yeah.
There's like a party going on with all the men in their short shorts. They're eating and drinking. There is a animal. Is he even? I don't know what he is. Creeper.
I was a gremlin.
Okay, he's a little gremlin. He walks on his front hands and his back legs, kind of also
closed.
like a monkey.
Yeah,
In the books, he's just like an Igor kind of character.
I was gonna say he's giving like gremlin Igor. That's literally what I was about to say.
In the books, he's like a man though, a ginger man, a ginger Igor.
They would make the villain sidekick a ginger.
Yeah, and he's just in love with his best friend, the Horned King. He's like his I was gonna say right hand man.
Okay, do you know in my notes I initially wrote right hand and then I deleted and wrote servant.
Servant.
I
Yeah.
literally
his
wrote
favorite servant.
right hand of the Horned King and then I literally went back and deleted and wrote servant.
Right. So they all hear a sound, the men in the castle, and it's a really scary sound. All of the sounds in this movie are giving like 80s like sick ass synth vibes, but it doesn't like fit
medieval synth
with the medieval, but like it does though.
Yeah, it
like
works.
I love it. Every sound in this movie I was like, that goes hard.
Yeah.
Like clip that, put it in a Megan Thee Stallion song. Like I don't know.
Imagine.
Like it's so good.
I could see it.
Like
The Weeknd really uses a lot of like synth sounds.
I don't know why I
So-
said Megan Thee Stallion. I'm sorry.
No,
I take it back.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Anyway,
I don't even
Abel.
like Megan Thee
Abel,
Stallion.
get on it.
Yeah, like if it was in like the Weeknd song. Do you have to say the Weeknd every time?
It's the Weeknd, but I think he's trying to get away from that as his name. I think he's just going to start going by his like first name, which is Abel.
Oh, what's his last name? Weekend. Abel Weekend.
With no E.
Abel. It's just, that would be cool. Just ABL.
Yeah. Since Weeknd only has
Anyway, I'm a genius.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Horned King appears. He looks sick as fuck.
Smash.
I don't think he's like okay. He's like his skin's really like gray. He's giving like undead, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think he's human. That's what I think.
No.
He's definitely some kind of like maybe like a demon or
Okay. Babadook.
Yeah, like something not from maybe not
The
even
Hat
from
Man.
like this Earth, like this plane. Or we don't even know that
Oh.
they're on Earth. I mean, I'm sure they're
Well, he
not
can
actually.
like teleport. So yeah, he's giving wizard vibes for sure. Like magic powers, definitely.
Do you think he would like me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he would like both of us.
Okay, great.
I think we'd all be really good friends.
I think so. I love him.
They bring Henwin in to the Horned King, and Henwin is like, I am not showing you a vision. I am one tough piggy.
I will say that, yeah, that pig has a lot of personality for being
sure.
a pig.
Yeah. And Tarn's looking down at this whole thing, and he like jumps down and he's like, that's my pig. Like,
What are you going to do in a room full of guards and the Horned King himself? What do you
save his pig. That's what he's gonna do.
slay? I guess.
The Horned King is like, listen, I see your oracular pig here. He calls him an oracular pig keeper. And I was like, well, somebody just got a promotion. So you're no longer the assistant pig keeper. You're the assistant oracular pig keeper. Like that's a promotion.
Yeah.
So the Horned King is gonna kill Henwin. So Tarn's like, just show him where the Black Cauldron is, show him a vision. And then when Henwin's about to look into the water, Tarn like hits the bowl and splashes the Horned King, which is super brave.
Here's my thing. So like, can Henwin like call forth whatever, or like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know like in some things, like when they have like premonitions, it's not always something you can control.
Somehow Henwin is like directly linked to the Black Cauldron. I don't know. They don't really explain it.
Yeah.
It's weird, but
I just want to know why a pig, I guess.
I don't know.
Okay.
We should read the books. Maybe we'll have more insight.
We'll get back to
We'll
you.
update everybody.
I'm downloading them right now as we speak.
Taryn splashes the Horned King. They run. We get Henwin over the wall. Taryn does not make it over the wall. He gets captured by the shorty guards and thrown into the dungeon. He's hanging out in the dungeon. He makes a really sorry attempt at one point. He like picks up a rock and like just like gently grazes the wall with it, and then he's like, I can't get out. Like,
I think so the way I viewed that was more of like, I'm gonna pick this up and throw it in anger, but then he gets like sad and just like leans against the wall. I don't think he was trying to
I thought he was trying to like break out, but he was like,
break
this
out
isn't
of the
gonna
wall.
work.
Yeah,
It's fine though, because somebody comes out of a grate in the floor. Well, an orb of light does actually.
yeah.
Followed by a little blonde young lady about his age. Her name is Princess Elanwi. Elanwi Musk.
And that's all, folks. Thank you so much for being here. I'm out.
Why does she have an orb? And why is she a prisoner?
So she mentions that the Horned King snagged her because of her use of magic, but that's all that she really says.
She doesn't have magic though. She has an orb.
Yeah, and what does the orb do other than light? Like, you know
Nothing.
it literally doesn't do a single thing. Is the light, does she control the light? Is it its own being? Like what?
She follows it.
Or does it follow her?
No, she follows it. It takes her places. That's about the extent of her. I'm not really impressed.
It's an oracular orb.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
They just start fucking around the castle. Like,
Yeah, so they're like trying, I don't know if they're trying to escape or if they're just trying to, because she literally like is just wandering the castle now.
Yeah.
So like they have to know that she's escaped. Like, does she do this often and she
think
just
so.
happened to find him? Like,
the orb lets her out. And then
Okay.
she puts herself back.
yeah, so they're like in the underneath of the castle essentially, like just wandering around, and then they find a burial chamber, and Taryn falls through the wall into the burial chamber, and there's a
Casket.
yeah,
But it's like one of those stone ones that's like in the middle of a room, like on a podium.
yeah, there's a word for
I don't know what
that.
that's called. Like where they put mummies,
Like
in
a
there.
sarcophagus.
But like
Yeah.
but like the room that is.
It's a burial chamber.
Sure.
Okay, so and then there's like obviously a dead person in there, but there's also a
Maybe.
literal real sword. You know, he's like, and there's a sword.
It's just on top of the casket, right? There was no like dead body.
No, the dead body's inside, but the top of the casket is the person.
Oh, like
and he's-
like a sarcophagus.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it's holding the sword.
That's what I want, but I want to be holding like a Crunchwrap Supreme.
I want to be holding all of my Squishmallows.
Impossible. You just
It's
have,
just
like,
a pile.
your arm is like 900 feet tall.
Okay.
And you're just holding all of them.
Anyway.
Like the kid from One Piece, you're just like, your arm is just
Yeah,
like
it's just stretched around them. Yeah. So Taryn decides that sword is his now. Just takes it.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
That's so rude.
Respectfully.
From that, I don't think that dead king wanted you to have that, but I guess pop off. So they see Creeper. They're coming out of the burial chamber, and there's like a long hallway, and they see Creeper, and this is why I said these are not the Horned King's friends. There is one of the short men, except he's not wearing a shirt, just the short shorts, pulling
Slay.
a cart full of skeletons.
Right.
There's just a literal mound of skeletons that they're bringing in for the Deathless Army once they
Yeah.
get the cauldron.
Yeah.
So they're just grabbing dead people. I don't know if they're grave robbing. I don't know if they're.
Oh, they're murdering for sure.
I think it's a little of both. Because they're all warriors. They're all people like who died like in battle.
I guess.
Because you don't want just like you wouldn't grab me from the ground and expect me to join your deathless army. I'm useless. Like I'm not going to be any help whether I'm a skeleton or not. I have no warrior skills.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
They're all warriors.
True.
They all come with their own swords and hats and shit. Yeah, so they're not
already got swords and hats. Get those guys.
Yeah. So yeah, they see that and then they continue on and they come across. I don't know how big this dungeon is. Apparently, pretty fucking big.
Well, they start walking away because they don't want to get caught by creep or whatever. And Ilonwi is like, "What is in your fucking hands?" And Taran's like, "I stole this sword off that dead guy." And she is like, Taran, that is fucking incredibly creepy.
That's so weird of
she
you.
is like, absolutely, what the fuck? Like verbatim, she is like, are you fucking serious, bro? The fuck? Are you fucking shitting my dick right now?
Literal quotes from Princess Ilonwi.
This is Princess Ilonwi's face. She goes, like, she's so mad.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, okay, but you're in this castle and your new friend that you just found is out here thieving already?
Yeah.
It's been 4 minutes.
I mean, they did need a weapon, but I don't know.
The
it
dead
does seem
kings?
creepy to steal his sword like that off of his dead body. They see an old man minstrel get brought in and like chained up or whatever.
Okay, but also why was he chained up? But
maybe the Horn King wanted to hear a little song every now and again. He's a cool guy.
yeah, but the other two weren't chained up. Like Taran was just chilling in his thing. In his little dungeon cell. He wasn't.
I don't know. That's a good point.
I'm just
Anyway,
curious.
they free this minstrel. His name is Fluter Flam.
I'm gonna spell it. Okay, you
Fluter
ready?
Flam.
Fluter Flam.
Flam? Flam. Fluter Flam.
I'm gonna spell it. Are you ready? F LEWDDUR. Last name FFLAM.
So we
Fluter
looked
Flam.
up what Fluter Flam looks like in the book series. He is a sexy blonde man.
They really did us dirty.
And they gave us a dirty old man.
Yeah.
He does resemble Alexander Lloyd, though. So I think that's where Disney was going with that. I think they modeled Fluter Flam off of
The author.
Alexander Lloyd, the author. Like if you put them side by side.
Okay. And that's all fine and dandy, but I need all of you to go look up a photo of him right now.
The OG
from the
Fluter
book.
Flam.
He's hot as fuck.
Fluter Flam from the book. That's what we deserved.
Smashed.
I hopefully the live action that Disney makes, Fluter Flam is played by like fucking, I don't know, name a hot blonde man.
I want Fluter Flame from the book and the Horned King. I want both of them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like
No, all
together,
three of us. No, all three
married.
of us.
Oh, okay.
I want a polyamorous relationship
With Fluter Flam from the book. And
And
the Horned King
the
from the
Horned
book
King.
looks better too. He looks good in the movie, the Disney movie also, but the one from
kinda
the
like the
book,
movie.
he also looked really cool.
Yeah, he looks really cool.
Anyway, we got the Fluter Flam that we got.
Unfortunately.
we can't complain about it now.
But he does have a magical harp. That whenever he lies, a string breaks.
Yeah.
He's like Pinocchio, but more annoying.
Yeah. Apparently, also from the books, he came from like the town of Flam, and his family was royalty there, but something happened. I don't fucking remember. So now he's like a minstrel,
He was like forced into
a bard.
being a bard.
No, I think he like wanted it. Like he was like a goofy, silly guy. So
I do love me a goofy, silly
he was
guy.
like a goofy, silly guy. So he didn't care. He was like, fuck it, YOLO. But he always talked about like his family. That's why he's like, oh, a Flam would never XYZ.
Oh, he does say that quite
a Flam would
few
never.
times.
And then he also says like, think Bellin or something like that. He's got some taglines. But he's always like, yeah, Flam would never insert here.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about his noble family. Anyway, they untie him. Guards are coming. They have to run. Taran has his new magic sword. The sound effects for the sword, again, like clip it.
Oh yeah,
Clip it, put it in a song.
the sword is magic.
Yeah, the sword's magic.
It
It lights up.
it lights up and it really kind of fights on its own. Like it doesn't need to be held. It
It's
kind of
really giving Lord of the Rings.
floats around and
Like, you know how he has the...
that lights up when the orcs.
Why can't I think of what it's called? I'm out at my Lord of the Rings self right now.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
The one that lights up.
Yeah. Stinger. And then Gurgi is literally like Gollum. Yeah.
Which was
giving.
written first.
I don't know, and I don't care. Yeah, so it's very like 80s. It's giving. We love it. So they try and escape. They do escape. Fluter, Flan, and Princess Eilonwy and Tarn.
Pig boy.
They get out because of the magic sword.
Yeah. Now Creeper has to go tell his master that
They escaped.
Pig boy and
He's not
princess.
Pig Boy. He is the assistant oracular pig keeper.
Okay, well
And I wish they would put some respect on his name.
yeah, they do call him Pig Boy and the princess. No one cares about Fluter Flam. He was just in the dungeon, I think, because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and got thrown in the dungeon.
Maybe.
But yeah, so Creeper chokes himself out so that the Horned King doesn't have to do it.
Right.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
The Horn King isn't mad though. He's like, oh, just follow the boy. He'll lead you to the pig.
He'll find the pig.
And they're all like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
So he sends the Gwythaints after
Yes.
Pig Boy.
Elanwi sews Fluter Flam's pants because the dog from earlier bit his pants off in the back. So she's sewing his pants up and they're like sitting by the fire, you know, making introductions and like talking about their lives. And Elanwi's like, we all have to work together to save Earth.
Yeah.
Like how...
Well,
And everybody's like, yeah.
Yeah. She also gets annoyed because Tarn won't shut up about his pig. He keeps talking about the pig. And she literally is like, stop talking about the pig. We get it. You're obsessed. And Tarn is like, you're just a dumb girl and you don't know anything.
Right.
And so she goes and cries because she got called a dumb girl. And she's really the reason that they got out of the castle to begin with. You know, like he would have still been locked in that room. So,
Yeah. I also just don't like, I mean, I was about to be like, Eilonwy has magic powers though, but she
doesn't.
Really doesn't. So never mind.
she has a
Take
glowing
it back.
orb that leads her
But
places.
why does I mean, I was gonna say, why do they want to help? Because save Earth or whatever, but they're just a random ragtag group, I feel like.
Of literal children and an old man.
Yeah, that's weird that Fluter wants to hang out with them. But
Well,
anyway.
I mean, in the book, it's not weird because he's probably around the same age.
oh, in the books.
Yeah, they're not like children in the books. Th're like a little older.
They're like young adults.
Young adults. Yeah,
so
yeah.
they hear Fluter screaming, so they go back to their little like campsite basically, and Gurgi is attacking Fluter Flam.
For crunchings and munchings.
He's looking for some crunchings and munchings.
I'm gonna start calling food that.
And then Gurgi accidentally steps on a magic rock, and they end up in a fairy kingdom.
Passed out though. They're knocked out from the traveling, I guess, to the Fae kingdom.
Yeah. So like slay.
I love fairies. I love the fair folk. I love Fae. So like this movie is literally everything to me now.
There's like a little cute baby fairy. She's so cute.
She is very cute.
But anyway, there's like the king fairy, and he's like, oh yeah, I know where the Black Cauldron is. I got you guys.
King Idelig.
Yeah. And he's also like, oh, I got your pig too. So Gurgi just happened to step on this magic rock that led them into a cave where their pig and a king fairy that knows where the Black Cauldron is.
Perfect. Thanks, Gurgi.
Super fucking helpful.
I guess you're useful for something.
super fucking helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, and then there's another fairy. He's like the king's advisor.
He's
Dolly.
Yeah, he's a little curmudgeon old fairy man, and I love
very
him.
upset. I'm not sure why.
Okay, no, but to be fair, he's kind of fixing everything and doing everything, and now he's expected to know where the cauldron is and also bring them to the cauldron. So he's got a lot on his little fairy plate, and he's a little annoyed about it, and that's understandable.
Yeah,
He's tired.
I suppose. So yeah, all of the little like baby fairies go, and they are like hanging out with Eilonwy because she's really pretty. They're like, oh, a pretty princess. Dolly goes to fetch Henwin. Everyone's reunited.
Woo.
And they are told that the cauldron is in Morva, so they have to go to Morva.
And Dolly's going to take them.
and Dolly takes them. They get to Morva.
It's a marshland.
Yes.
Very
And
sopping wet. And
literally
gross.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I would it's also very similar. I don't want to it's very similar to some of the Sarah J Maas books too. Like after watching this, I was like,
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's all the same. It's all the same shit.
I think fantasy, there's only so much you can like pull
Yeah.
from, you know what I'm saying? And like
Yes.
obviously when you're creating things, your brain can only create so much that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
No, I would be original. I wouldn't steal.
You would think that though, but you're pulling inspiration from somewhere.
No, I'm better.
I think Sarah definitely pulled some inspo from this movie.
They find a cottage and they're like, well, let's break in. Because what else do we have to do? It's Tuesday and we're bored. And
It's not even just a cottage, it's like in a tree.
was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like
knew
part
that.
of like an old tree.
They break into this cottage. There's eyeballs everywhere. And then 3 witches appear. I didn't get their names. It was like, they all started with ooh.
Oh yeah.
Like Ordog, Ordaga, Orwentia. I'm just making them up now. No, there's one more. Make it up.
There's ooh la la.
That was rough.
The eyeballs were all frogs, and the frogs used to be people.
Slay. One witch is like kind of hot. She's like short and
Busty.
rotund, and she really likes Flute or Flam, and she like tables him. Like she like mounts him on a table. That's why this movie's rated R. Because this witch mounted poor Flute or Flam on the fucking table.
She
in the
literally
cottage.
body slams him and then gets on top of
Yeah,
him.
and her boobs are huge. And then the
Massive.
one sister who's like clearly in charge turns him into a frog, and they're gonna eat him. But then he jumps into the busty one's boobies.
And there's like a whole, like probably I would say 3 or 4 minutes of him just trying to get out of her boobs as a
Yeah.
frog.
And she's got like blue boobies.
And they're pretty big. I was enjoying it. I mean,
Yeah. I thought it was great.
yeah.
So they get Fluter out of her boobs and turn him back into a human. And Tarn is like, hey, look, we need the Black Cauldron. And he's also like, I got this magic sword here. Isn't it cool? I'll cut your head off if you don't get me the Black Cauldron. So the like clearly the witch that's in charge, she's like, how about we trade the Black Cauldron for your magical sword?
Yeah. At first he's like, no. But they don't have anything else
Right.
to barter with.
They don't want Elonwi's fucking orb, that's for sure.
She doesn't even offer that.
Well,
I'm pretty
they
sure like
wouldn't
the
want it.
harp is offered, the magical harp. No one wants that. And then
Yeah, what the fuck are they gonna do with that?
I don't remember what the other thing was, but it was also something equally like as stupid.
Oh, it was Gurgi's fucking apple core.
Oh, it was, which the witch just eats anyway.
Gurgi was like, I'll give you my apple core.
My crunchings and munchings.
Like, babe, nobody wants that. Babe, they're witches. They don't want that. So Tarn is like, fine, take the sword, YOLO. They send the group to like a desolate area. They shoot a bunch of black cauldrons at them.
no, it was in the house.
But the house kind of like got swallowed up and disappeared.
Yeah, but it's still that same marsh though.
Oh, okay. Just the house is gone now.
The house gets like sucked away, and then there's like
Yeah.
like 45 to be exact cauldrons.
Cat counted them out. She
I
said,
sure did.
1, 2.
They go flying around them, and then the witches disappear. They're in the fucking sky, and then
They're like yelling at them from a cloud.
yeah, and then the cauldron literally breaks through the ground, and it's
Yeah.
fucking huge. First of all, like, what are you gonna do? Carry it? Like, where? I don't.
Yeah, they were.
Here's my thing. I don't understand what their thought process was in finding the cauldron. Like, what are you gonna do?
They were going to destroy it. But here's the kicker. And then the witches come out of the sky in the cloud and they're like, so the only way to destroy the Black Cauldron is if somebody kills themselves by getting inside of it. They are not coming out. They
Also-
just crawl inside of it and never come out.
It doesn't destroy it. It just stops it from being evil for a little bit.
No, it makes it so that they cannot bring back an army of the dead.
Yeah, it makes it not evil.
The cauldron is indestructible.
Yeah.
Like it's still going to be there. You just
Can't
you won't be
raise
able
the
to
dead.
raise the dead.
Yeah.
So a living being, oh, what? Hello?
Hello.
A living being must climb in and they'll never come out.
Of their own free will.
Dolly, the fairy, is like, well, I'm out because this sucks. He's like, I'm going to go hide with the fairies. The fairies are hiding underground. They don't give a fuck what happens to the human race.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, bye. Princess Ailonmi is like, Taran, I believe in you. I know that you can figure this out. It's going to be okay.
They have a moment.
Yeah. They're like in love.
For 13-year-olds.
They're like the only, 13-year-olds that know that they know.
That met
other.
yesterday.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know anybody else my age, so I'm in love with you.
Slay.
They're trauma bonded over the Black Cauldron.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. The dragons come. What are they called? Gwythanes.
Gwythanes.
The Gwythanes come and...
all the short guards.
Yeah. So they're fucked. They get dragged back to the castle, except somehow Gurgi's dumbass gets away.
He's scared, so he runs away.
Gurgi.
Useless.
Gurgi. So they all get tied up at the Horn King's castle. Sorry, it's not his castle.
What a good time.
It sounds like a fun ass night.
How do I offer myself up for that?
The three of them are tied up. I don't know what happened to Henwin.
Okay, that's what I was saying. I'm wondering if they left Henwin with the fairies, with the fae folk.
Sense.
Yeah.
Henwin's not there. Mm-hmm. They get tied up and they have to watch as the Horned King resurrects his army of the dead. Gurgi breaks in and unties them, and Taran is like, what's the point of being free if the entire human race is about to get murdered by this undead army?
Which is fair and valid.
So Taran's like, I'm climbing in, guys. I'm getting in the cauldron and
sacrificing himself.
Ailonwi's like, there's got to be another way. We'll figure it out. Taran has made up his mind. He's like beelining for the cauldron, and Gurgi is like, no, master, I don't have any friends. And everybody hates me, so I'll jump in the cauldron. And
I have an anxiety attack.
I was kind of like, honestly, like, slay. Like, at least Gurgi knows who he is now.
Me and Gurgi are the same at 3:00 in the morning.
Gurgi found himself and realized who he was. And that was
which is no one.
Huge pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So Gurgi like swan dives into the cauldron.
He like does like an Olympic
like
dive.
Like there was a bridge, but the bridge crumbled and it's like down at the bottom. So Gurgi's like, boop, just like flops.
The noise.
Yeah. So the undead army dies.
Yeah, they all start falling, and the Horned King was like up on a parapet of the castle, like watching his deathless army like go out to destroy the world. And he was like, yes, slay. And they all start falling, and he's like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck is happening? He blames Creeper. He's like, he said, this better not be your fault. Creeper's just sitting there like,
God, I hope it's not also. I don't know. It might be.
It might be.
Starts choking himself again.
Yeah.
Taran is like, I gotta get my friend Gurgi out. Ailonwi's trying to stop him. The Horned King comes into the room and sees Taran and is like, you little bitch.
Yeah, and at this point, the cauldron is like sucking the magic. It's like sucking the magic back in, but it's like sucking everything.
Yeah,
in.
It almost pulls Taran in. Mm-hmm. It definitely pulls the Horned King in.
Rip.
It wanted the Horned King.
My new husband is gone.
Yeah, it starts sucking off his like skin and then sucks in his cloak and his skeleton. I don't know how that got left in.
Yeah, that was actually
brutal.
Pretty scary.
Creeper takes his little hat, his little Horned King hat, and just like, I'm wearing this.
He takes a Gwythane and dips.
And he rides a Gwythane off into the sunset wearing the Horned King's hat. Like, honestly, good for Creeper. Like, Creeper's like, this is the best day of my life.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a servant to that bitch anymore. So
yeah, I'm kind of happy for Creeper. Mm-hmm, he got a new hat. He got a pet Gwythane. Like, he's living.
Yeah. The castle is quite literally falling apart around them.
It's imploding.
So the gang gets all the way down underneath the castle, and there is of course a moat because it's a castle, but there's a locked gate and it's like a whole drama. Taran of course gets the gate open because why wouldn't he, and they make it out of the castle seconds before it implodes.
Yeah,
they made it.
And then they're just chilling. The cauldron is just in the dirt, the rubble, the grass. Mm-hmm. There was no grass.
No,
there's no grass here.
It was water and mud.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the witches come and they're like, we'll take our cauldron back now. You don't you don't want it.
And Flute or Flam is like, we bargain here, which is what they said to them when they asked for the cauldron to begin with. The hot witch is like, I'll give you your
so hot.
Your fucking sword back. You can have it. Like, you can have it. For what?
To trade the cauldron.
Yeah, but like, who's gonna use it in for what?
They just like want it.
They don't though. And Tarn is straight up like, I'm not a warrior. I'm a useless assistant ocular pig keeper.
Yeah. I don't need a sword.
However, I would trade the Black Cauldron for Gurgi back.
How do they have that power?
Well, they say that they don't. They literally are like, we can't bring back the dead from the cauldron. And Flute or Flam, he goads them and he's like, oh, so you're magicless and you're useless is what you're saying. And then they're like, no, bitch. And they get all mad and then they
do it.
They bring him back.
They unfortunately bring Gurgi back from the dead.
Yeah.
And they take the cauldron with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also walk off into the sunset.
Yeah, after Gurgi forces Tarn and Eilonwy to make out.
Oh yeah, he does make them kiss, which was cute.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck Gurgi though.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Yeah, and
I hate him a lot.
They walk off into the sunset, and the movie ends with somehow Henwin is back with Dalbin, and
the fairies brought him home.
This was all a vision.
Yeah, I love this movie.
The end.
It was so good.
Yeah, I really want to read the books. I'm actually quite excited about reading the books.
Yeah, me too. Would you like to go first?
Okay. This was a really tough one to rate, just because like, as a kid, I hated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like looking at it with like brand new eyes.
I think it was just scary when we were kids.
Yeah.
Which is like honestly like why they that's maybe bombed.
Which is so fair and valid.
Yeah, it was scary.
However, as an adult, I quite enjoyed this movie much more than I thought I was going to. I am going to give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think there's anything about this movie as an adult that I dislike other than Gurgi himself, but he wasn't like annoying enough for me to like dislike the movie. I'm going to put it at my number 37.
Oh my God. That's
so it's going to be underneath Cars, but above Onward.
Oh man, no, Lightning McQueen has my heart.
Yeah. So so Cars is above it, but you know.
I love that.
Thanks.
I am giving the Black Cauldron an 8 out of 10. Gurgi loses 2 points. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like Flute or Flam either. Like, now that I know that the real Flute or Flam was like like a hot blonde man, I'm like a little mad about it. I love the Horned King. I love the music. I love the witches. It's such a good movie.
It is really good.
It was definitely scary as a kid though. Like, I don't know. I hated it.
Yeah.
But no, it was really good. I didn't think it was the movie that ruined Disney. I think it's fine.
There's much worse.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I am going to put mine at number 54. So it is below High School Musical, but it's above Alice in Wonderland. I really do like this movie. I love it.
Alice in Wonderland.
Even the end credits were like gorgeous.
Yeah.
They were Gorgina.
Very much the like old style.
It was like storybook, which makes sense because it was based off a story.
Yeah.
Book.
So true.
Beautiful. And then the music was all like
stunning,
minstrelly and shit. I felt like I was like at a medieval fair.
Love it.
Fucking slapped.
Are you ready to guess our next movie?
I love guessing. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me put this down.
Gotta buckle up.
I'm so ready.
We are going into October.
That is true.
So I did pick a Halloween movie.
Okay.
It is not one that we have ever seen.
A movie we've never seen? Well, that's not helpful. Halloween Town 2.
No. Okay. It is a sequel.
What Halloween movies have we?
We've seen the first one.
Is it the fucking Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus 2.
I don't want to watch this. I heard it was bad.
I'm going to be so honest with you. I didn't know it was out.
Hocus Pocus 2?
I did not know that it was already out.
I can't wait
I
to
knew
roast it.
I knew that they were filming it and that it was a thing. I had no idea that it was already out.
Yeah.
I don't know what the context is. I know
they're all in
nothing.
it though. Like Sarah and
Yeah, the three Sanderson sisters are all in
all
it.
the same.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why can't I think of any of their names? I'm like having a brain fart today.
that's fair and valid. Winifred, Sarah.
No, I was thinking of
Bette
their
Midler.
Bette Midler. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Uh-huh.
And then Kathy, how do you say your last name?
I don't know.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like an N and a J.
Yeah.
Silly, goofy.
Yes, but they are all in it.
Oh, okay. Nobody else though from the original, right?
I don't think so.
I bet it sucks. I'm already giving it a 0 out of 10.
Okay. Well,
Just kidding.
we're about to find out.
That's exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. I like it.
Yay!
All right. Well, thanks for listening.
We love you.
Or watching. I forgot. Oh my God. Somebody might be watching this.
Oh my gosh.
Listeners, follow on YouTube. YouTubers, listen on your favorite podcast app.
Yeah, we're on everything.
Follow all of our social medias. Those are on our website as well, which is linked in the show notes. And yeah, thanks for listening or watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. These opinions are our own and are in no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical Podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
to Tragical.
Tragical.